From the studios, we're back at Your Yard to talk about the ESC Top 400. So today on the list, we're getting closer and closer to the end of the list. The songs we're going to talk about today are numbers 150 to 126. So by the time we're done with this, there will only be 125 songs left. So that's 5 more videos after this before we tell you the best song in Eurovision history. But how did we rate all of those? Well, if you've seen all these other videos, you know that we have watched or listened to 1,757 songs, whether or not they went to the pre-qualification for Mill Street in 1993 and didn't make it out of there. And we rated all the songs based on overall impression and engagement, vocals, composition and lyrics, and staging. So you know what? We got a lot to talk about, so let's just get right into it. And at number 150, a song that maybe you wouldn't recognize, but I'm here to tell you about it. This was Finland, 1967, Varjo Suojan by Freddie. Now, you may remember Freddie's other song, Pump Pump, from the 70s. This was his first entry, and I think it was the much better one, to be honest with you. Now, that song was on this list, but this was a performance. So I remember the first time that I listened to this song, I'm just listening to it. It starts out average enough. I'm like, okay, I don't know where this song is going. And then bam, this amazing voice just starts billowing out of him. And I was just a little bit in awe. And he had a little bit of that vocal fry too, which made the vocals even more distinct, I think. So yeah, I was kind of blown away a little bit, to be honest with you. Now, Finland got no credit for anything they did back in this era, no matter how good the song was. But it was great to see a different side of Freddie in this earlier entry from the Freddie that we came to know later in the 70s. So now at number 149, this is Israel 1977. The song is called Ahava Hishir Lishnim, or Love is a Song for Two by Ilanet. So I really enjoyed the arrangement of this song. And Ilanet, she has been on this list before. She was a great singer back in the day, and whenever she would sing, I would be locked in on her. And now something a little more modern that I think you might remember. At number 148, this was Ukraine's 2021 entry, Shum, meaning noise. So this song is what I will call a certified banger. There's no two ways about it. It starts off slower. It's just you and Katerina's voice, which is very unique. And then the intensity just continuously builds and ratchets up. And then eventually the energy just bubbles over and explodes. So this was a super memorable song. And very little, if anything, in this contest's long history has ever sounded like it. So now at number 147, we go to Italy's 1962 entry. This is Addio, Addio by Claudio Villa. And the song title means goodbye, goodbye. Again, going to invoke that clause of vocals too good to ignore. Claudio, he was a titan of Italian music, a multiple-time winner of the Sanremo Music Festival. And when you have vocals like that, I mean, you could be singing the phone book for all I care. You're not getting left off of this top 400 list. And he emoted. Oh, did he ever emote? And now moving closer to the present, this is Estonia's 2012 entry. At number 146, this song is called Kula, or Listen. So this was definitely one of Estonia's best entries. There was not a lot to the staging, but he really didn't need it. The guy sang so well. He could have performed this song in a cardboard box, and he still would have come in the top 10. And for the record, it came in 6th. So now at number 145, we go to Bulgaria's 2017 entry by Christian Kostov. The song is called Beautiful Mess. So welcome Bulgaria to the mix. They didn't get left off of the top 400. So this was Bulgaria's most successful entry to date. I generally liked the staging. I didn't agree with every stylistic decision that was made in the song, but you can't deny that it was a strong entry, and it's made even more impressive by the fact that he was pretty young at the time. He was only 17 when he performed this by himself up there. So the song, I think it needed that big crescendo at the end to tie it all together, and it worked, and he executed it just right. So now a fun one from the following contest. This is Czechia 2018 at number 144. This is Lie to Me by Mikolas Josef. And this song, it was both Czechia's best and most successful entry. Now, for some countries, their best entry and their most successful entry are not always the same song, at least as far as I'm concerned. But for Czechia, it is. So this song, it was fun. It was unique. And the dude could dance. It had a personality to it. I have heard over 1,700 Eurovision songs. And let me tell you, you would be surprised by how many do not have a personality. So I always appreciate when one does. So now backing up to 1977, this was Italy's entry from that year at number 143. This is Libera by Mia Martini, the great Mia Martini. I promise we are not done with her yet on this list. And by the way, the song title Libera means free. The song came in 13th at the contest. That was undeserving based on her talent from everything that I've seen and heard. And if you couldn't see that talent while she performed, then, I suggest you get glasses. Or at the very least, watch it again and try to be objective. It was plainly obvious that she had a lot of talent. And what a big presence she was. But even I'll admit, this wasn't her best Eurovision performance. So now to Germany, 1981 at number 142. This song is called Blue, Blue, Blue Johnny Blue. This was such a memorable song. It had a memorable melody. I just gave it to you. And hey, this one had a harmonica too. So it was just a total change up from the song which ended up winning the contest, which again, we might talk about in a future video. But this song ended up coming in second. But the good news for Germany is they would win the following year. So now a few years later, but staying in Germany at number 141, the song is called Über die Brücke gehen by Ingrid Peters, or Go Across the Bridge. So I really did love the melody here. It was so 80s. That's wonderful. It's so 80s. Of course, that's a very good thing. But she sang great here too. I'm not entirely sure why this only came in 8th. I know and I believe that it deserved better than that. But, it also wouldn't be the first time that Germany would get screwed out of a better placement. Staying in the 80s, though, this is Israel's entry from 1982. At number 140, this is Hora by Avi Toledano. And this is a truly great Israeli entry. It was about as high energy with backup dancers as you could get in 1982, especially considering they're up there dancing and you have a really tight area to perform on, so they couldn't go very far or do very much relative to what they could do today. But it was about as high energy as it gets. They did their thing anyway, and this song, it came in second in 1982. It almost took away Germany's first win, but both of these songs would have been deserving winners. And I will take you a little further back to 1979. This is Greece's entry. At number 139, Socrates by Elpida. And I got to tell you, this is absolutely one of my favorite Greek entries. They could have done without the ugly 70s brown in the costumes, but other than that, it was a great one. 8th place is a little insulting, to be honest. She sang great, and it had a sound that we hadn't really heard at the contest. It was just so uniquely Greek as well. Very, very catchy, and for me, one of the more memorable songs of the 70s. So moving forward to 1998 at number 138. This is the British entry, Where Are You by Imani, and this was almost good enough to win, give the UK consecutive victories. But like so many other British entries, it came in second. Yeah, it was a good song. You can infer that from it being on this list, but I think it really did a good job of capturing the spirit of pop music at the time. This was exactly the kind of thing that you would hear on the radio in 1998. It had that beat and it had that profile. So who knows, maybe you did hear it on the radio in 1998. And now going back to 1964, this is Austria, number 137, Warum nur Warum by the great Udo Jürgens. Now, Udo, as we mentioned in a previous video, he was a trailblazer with the piano on stage at the ESC. And again, yes, you can infer that by the fact that it's on this list, it's a really good song. But here's how you also know that it was a really good song. His fellow contender from that year in the contest, Matt Monro of the UK, he liked the song so much that he covered it in English. That song was called Walk Away, and it was a hit. So there you go. We're back to Germany for their 2007 entry. At number 136, this song is called Frauen regieren die Welt, or Women Rule the World by Roger Cicero. Now, swing doesn't come to Eurovision much, but when it does, I notice it. And this one, it was, I think, severely underrated as a song. He sang very, very nicely, and it had a really comforting melody despite being swing, big band kind of music. It had a very comforting melody. I understand that this isn't the kind of typical Eurovision song that a mass audience is going to gravitate towards, but I did, and I appreciated it. But now going to Sweden in 1989 for song number 135. This is En dag by Tommy Nilsson. So the song had what I call a big sound. The intro set the tone to it. Tommy's vocals were very energized throughout the whole performance. This, of course, it was a very 80s song in and of itself. And even when you look at the backing vocalists, they were belting it out too. So there was just energy all over the place with this song. So now the song at number 134 from Iceland in 2010. It had a certain je ne sais quoi, or I don't know what, by Hera Bjork, because that's the name of the song. So I loved Hera's song here. Didn't like it. I loved it. I know her second entry from the future might not have captivated people in quite the same way, but this was just excellent Euro dance music. And yes, she was a great singer in both of her ESC appearances, but this was a hell of a good song. It is on my playlist, and I never skip it. And here's one that you might not skip. 2018 Cyprus at number 133. This is Fuego by Eleni Ferreira, and the song title means fire. So if you are looking for a more iconic Cypriot entry at this contest, I don't think you're going to locate one. The song was so good that it was imitated by others in future contests. Now, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, which is why Cyprus, in the following contest in 2019, imitated their own song. So yeah, 2019, that was Fuego 2 Electric Boogaloo. But anyway, this was a very high energy performance. It did rely a lot on its staging, but in fairness to it, it nailed it. And now we haven't seen Albania on this list in a while, but here they are again. 2012 at number 132. This is Sus by Rana Nishliu, and the song title means his. So now for a while, this was Albania's best entry. That's all I'll say. The lyrics were something else. She was talking at one point about the plane landing on the unlit runway of your soul. I mean, things like that. So really vivid imagery. But I think what you obviously remember about this song are the big vocals. In fact, I think even just calling them big vocals does it a disservice. I mean, these were huge. These were massive vocals. And I mean, hell, speaking of vocals, let's go to the next one. Monaco 1977 at 131. Un Petit Française by Michel Tor. That means a little French woman. So now the 1977 contest is starting to get more mentions here. And this was not Michel's first appearance on this list or at the contest. I liked what this one had to offer. She had big vocals at times in the song, and the chorus got much faster. And it had a memorable sound that in some respects I think could even still work today. Oh, hey, and look, another one with really big vocals. This was Spain 1995 at number 130. This is Vuelve Conmigo, or Come Back to Me by Anabel Conde. And boy, she came in second place with her big vocals back in 1995. And I mean, the whole song was good, and the vocals just got bigger and bigger as it went on. But then what sealed it for this song was towards the end. She had that big note, and she just held it and absolutely crushed it. So I do think that this song had some grandeur to it, and I consider it one of the better Spanish entries ever. But now we go back to the present, 2025 Sweden at number 129. Even I'm surprised how high this one is, but it was really good. Barabara Basu by Kai. Now, it means just Sona. Now, you remember this one, and if you don't, I got to know where the hell you were, because it was just last year. Now, Sweden, they had a choice at Melfest. They could have either sent this or a former winner, and they went with this. And I think it was a great decision because it was honestly one of the more unique songs that we've heard in a while. It was really good, but it just seemed like every detail was on point. The staging, the costumes, the energy level, everything was just exactly what it was supposed to be. Sweden came in 4th place. It was good enough to win, but it just was a really, really well thought out performance. But now going back in time to 1966 in Spain, this is number 128, Yo Soy Aquel by Raphael. And the song title means I'm That One. So now this was Raphael's first appearance on this list of his 2 songs. So be looking out for him again in a future video. Now the dude could sing. No two ways about it. There is a reason that Raphael ended up becoming a huge star. So the passion and emotion in his singing, it was exactly what Spain needed at the time. Because they had joined the contest at the beginning of the 60s. And they weren't doing well at all. And then Raphael came along and gave them their best performance to date and helped set the stage for them ultimately winning in 1968 and 1969. So he, I think, was the table setter with this great song for future success for Spain. And now at number 127, we have another winner. This is Germany, 1982. We were just talking about it earlier. This is Ein bisschen Frieden by Nicole, and the song title means a bit of peace. So yeah, this song, it was peaceful and it was very pleasant. It's the sort of song that people feel good listening to. And I think that harmonious feeling to it is a big part of the reason that it won. So now, yeah, Nicole's singing, yes, it was very good. But this song offered exactly what it said it would, which was a bit of peace. And now the last song in this batch of 25, it's Italy 1971 at number 126, L'amore è un attimo by Massimo Ranieri, and that means love is a moment. So here's Massimo again. We didn't have to wait too long to see him come back. This was a great vocal performance again. Can't really say too much more about this song that I didn't say the first time. We talked about his other song, Chi sarà con te. He was a great performer, and he had just such control over his voice, and he could just deliver some beautiful, beautiful songs. So that's it. Only 125 songs to go now. If you've stuck with us this far, you got to stick it out to the end because we're building up to the best Eurovision song of all time. At EuroYard, like and subscribe. Follow us on social media. We'll see you soon.